Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be converting my Cros1377, which has a fixed buffer tube from Buckrail. I'm going to convert this to a side folder because it just fits in things even better than it already does. In the standard configuration, this is a pretty small operation I can take off this LDC device, and it's very small. Now I do put a 1:12 from Adaball on there. This is a 35mm optic, really cool. I have a review on it already. But this is a little bit bigger. It does make the package size a little larger overall, but usually the issue I'm running into is overall length. And so it's not so much the height of the optic and the pistol combination, rifle combination, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to go ahead and install a side folder, and I'll put this on there after that. The only tools that I need to get this done, I have a square bit right here, and I have a regular slotted screwdriver here. It is really easy to get this done. I like to start with the square bit on the bottom. Pop that out. And I have done stuff like this a number of times. I'm pretty sure this is the same order I use every time. And I don't think it's burned me just yet. If you see something that's a bit of a correction to make, go ahead and comment it down below. I'm really open to corrections or better ways of doing things. You know, like using an angled neck screwdriver. It's not a bad idea for this, getting around that grip. I always use a magnetic tray because stuff falls off. Cat jumps on the table when I got a spring on there and I lose the spring. And then on the top, you can see right here, that is the slotted piece, slotted screw. And I like to just hold on to both pieces as I'm doing that. If I can bring it into view for you a little better. Just because there's a little tension underneath there. So I kind of hold it together. And just remember that the slotted one goes on top, and the square bit that also has a slot goes on the bottom. This one's longer, the other one is shorter. There's a little tension, but it's not too bad. And that's going to pop out. And here is the fixed buffer tube from Buckrail. Really cool. This is a very solid design. Again, you know, if it wasn't a thing where I was trying to fit these and bring them with me all over the place, I'd probably just stick with a buffer tube like this, the fixed one that allows for the carbine length or a fixed stock. I can put a type of fixed stock that locks onto these, and I have in the past, like the Luth AR stocks. I like this a lot. It's very solid. Not a single complaint about this. It's just the way that I've been using these lately. I like to keep the overall length a little shorter. And so I'm going to put that to the side. And actually the next piece that I'm going to install is a buffer cap that has a piece of Picatinny right here. So here it is. It's a single slot design. And that should be familiar to you because that's just like the other end cap there. You have a spring that protrudes out here and that hole, and all you need to do is put it in like that. And there is a beveled top. You can tell which side is supposed to go where. It will not fit. If I try to put it in backwards like this, it doesn't work. So don't worry about that. The direction should be fairly obvious to anybody who's installing. But just in case it's not, that's how it goes. Then I'm going to go ahead and throw in the screw, and I like to get that started on the top there. This is how I do it. Maybe you do it differently, but I like to get it started on the top and get pretty close to tight, just firm. And I go back underneath, and I get my square bit that has a slot in it. And I'm going to get that in there. Man, I should have grabbed an angled neck for this so that you guys could see a little better. But anyways, that fits in there. Just be real careful not to strip that one out. You don't need to crank on it with Hulk strength. Just firm and tight. And then I go back to the top. Give it a last tightening. And I don't go real tight with that. I usually, in fact, I'll go about as far as I did right there and back it off a little because I tend to over tighten things a little bit. I'm sort of rough on stuff, guys. There you go. That's what it looks like right there. It's really cool. And in fact, you could just shoot it like this, you know. You don't have to put the LDC on there. You don't have to put a stock on here. You could just keep it like that. If you wanted to put a little sling, maybe you could put a little sling device on there on that end cap if you were into that. But I like the folding brace stock idea a lot better. So here's an example that would fold to the left. This one, and this is one I'm using on something else, so I'm not going to take that off. And here's one that folds to the right. When you get this, it's going to come in the configuration that folds to the right, this way. And this one I'm actually going to go ahead and allow it to fold to the right. That's how it's going to be for this one. So I'll loosen this up. This is really easy. It comes with the tools you need. Actually, one thing I just realized is I never showed you in the past that this is reversible right here and how to even reverse it. I don't think I showed that in a previous video, so that's my mistake. I grabbed a 7/16 socket and loosened up that leg bolt in there, which comes up here. If I can just loosen this up. Oh, there we go. Okay. Comes up here. So I just loosened up a little bit. It's still attached, but this can rotate. You can have two orientations, if you can see that right there. So if I want it left or right opening, and since I want it to be opening, let's see, this is like that. I want it to open to the left. I'm actually going to run it like this right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down again. Again, not trying to break anything, just snug. And now I will go ahead and attach it to the Picatinny rail. All right, so there you have it. Now it's a left-handed, or a left, I shouldn't say left-handed. Now it's a left folding design. Very simple, and throwing on the stock is obviously super simple. I'm going to throw on this Magpul stock. This is all stuff that is sold over at his website. Go ahead and check him out, guys. I'm a really big fan, and it just made this package so that I can carry both of them in a single backpack, which is really cool. I can do my 1X and the 12X on the same trip, which is awesome.